whatever we targeted, are we there or are we not there? Because that is very, very important. Because for me, results are important. So you guys have invested, so I want to understand, was it worth, and where are we today standing at the 11th week of our session, where we are standing right now. So today we have Murthy with us, and he was part of our last workshop, January to April, in the effective communication skill.
Hi everyone, my name is Murthy. I'm from Hyderabad. I'm a software engineer by profession. I have more than a decade of experience, and I'm currently working as a manager for a healthcare firm in Hyderabad.
All right. So you joined this workshop in January. Yes. I'm sure there will be a lot of questions in everybody's mind, because when investment comes and it's not some 5,600, it's a bigger amount. So what was your state of mind, and what are a couple of things you were looking to solve through this workshop?
Right. So, just a small background, I was actually associated with Peak Impact Mentorship for almost a year now, or exactly a year. So something that I've seen is communication. Communication is not just about speaking or writing. It is about connecting to people, right? Okay. So I've been through many communication workshops, at office level or, somewhere outside. So all the time we keep talking about, communication is just about reading, or it's about speaking and writing, right?
True.
But then problems are never solved just because we are able to write well or we are able to speak English, speak a language very well. So communication has got to do something more than that. So I really wanted to understand that secret recipe. So when I came into this workshop, my first thing was, okay, definitely there is something more than what I know about communication. So I wanted to understand that.
So what was the outcome? I mean, we have gone through it. We have covered a lot of things. We have covered human needs. We have covered personalities. We have covered some connecting principles and some connecting practices. And on top of it, we also added conflict management. This is all we covered in our workshop. Yeah. So how, in few segments in your personal life, I'm aware that you got a lot of difference. Why don't you talk about that aspect? How in your personal life this workshop improved? In your marriage, in your relationship with your kids, how it helped you?
Sure. So when I took my DISC assessment before I started the workshop, right? So I was predominantly a S and C personality, but then over course I realized that it's not stable across everything. So I realized that I was actually more of a D personality when at home. I rarely listen to my wife. I'm always quick to jump to conclusions. I just want the bottom line. Like, अरे बता दो मुझे क्या करना. So this is how things were, and then with this, what used to happen was there was always that hiccups. So it used to be smooth for some time, and then suddenly some issue comes in, and then probably we are not on the same page. We operate in something in completely different ways. So, and then when I started taking the workshop, I think some of the principles that you mentioned were basically about taming the different personalities that we have. If let's say all our personalities are like a sine wave, the idea is to basically normalize the negative parts of the sine wave closer to zero, and then amplify the positive parts. So correct. Some of the techniques like paying very close attention, listening, not just being present, but at the same time able to understand what the other person is trying to say, and as a practice, going back and summarizing what they have said, and being trustworthy. So by being trustworthy, able to keep through with what I've told or what I promised. All these things actually help me go a certain level where today, if if there is any issue or whatever, I'm able to handle that easier. I'm not saying it's completely gone. My split personality of D comes back once in a while, but then I can always keep it at bay, and I know okay, fine. A mistake happened now. I'll be able to correct it later.
Correct, makes sense. So in your personal life, it's just communication with your spouse improved, your kids improved. What about your professional level? Because professional also, your company went through merger acquisition. So how was the communication, the way you started improving it? How it helped in your corporate in terms of the promotion or in terms of other things? How it helped you?
Right. So I think the first place where it all started was why I think one of the principles that you mentioned was about how do you why does your manager trust you? So you said there are two things. He should be comfortable working with you. You should be trustworthy, and he should think that okay, if I give something to Murthy, he'll be able to get things done. So I started operating on these three principles. So the first thing was how can I be more trustworthy? So the first thing I did was keep repeating the same actions again and again and again. So I started opening up better with my bosses. I was suggesting a few things. I was preemptively trying to understand what could be the needs of the organization, and then do that. And the third thing was I tried not to be very defensive. So when I go into a meeting and when somebody tells me that something is not right, I stopped being defensive. I tried to take one step back, understand whether something is really wrong. Because in the corporate world, nothing can ever be perfect. With things changing, we should always keep improving. So if there is some feedback or if there is a concern coming in, we should always look at what more can we do. I think these are the principles that I have applied, and this definitely has helped build my image as a more trustworthy manager.
True. One final question I'll ask you. In terms of ROI, you invested X amount, and when you see the return, what would you say? I mean, approximate numbers, what did you say?
I think for me, within the 3 months that I've been through the workshop, I think I already got my X, and I am sure going ahead, I think I'll reap it at 50x or probably 100x in the next 1 or 2 years.
So if somebody is in the verge of taking a decision, because always people get stuck. The reason they don't take a decision because when it comes to investment, either they're waiting for the company to invest on them or they're waiting for somebody else. What would you say to them, and what would you suggest to them who are at the verge of taking a decision they want, but they're just backing off because of the money part? What would you encourage them?
I think they should definitely take a leap of faith. Trust in Vijay, take the leap of faith, and I'm sure you'll be rewarded very well through your entire life.